We live here in the United States. If we go just over here, we have Africa. If we zoom in here, we'll see Senegal, where I served as a Peace Corps volunteer. My town of 10,000 was nestled between the lush southern regions and the desert of the north, all filled with different ethnicities. And there's Goobery. Just what is the Peace Corps? Well, President Kennedy started it in the 60s, partially as a government reaction to the book Ugly Americans, written about how other countries kind of despise us for how wasteful we are, and the anger at the draft for the Vietnam War. The official PC Act reads that its mission is to promote world peace and friendship through a Peace Corps, which shall make available to interested countries and areas men and women of the United States qualified for service abroad and willing to serve under conditions of hardship if necessary to help peoples of such countries and areas and meeting their needs for trained manpower. It was definitely a powerful statement by the U.S. government to say, we're not jerks, the best and the brightest will come live with you to prove it. This part gets a little tricky. The Peace Corps is a low-resource branch of the government, so Congress, therefore your tax dollars, can continue to bilaterally support the mission, read really low cost, of the Peace Corps. This means millions of people worldwide learning accounting, best farming practices, like at the pictured master farm, that's me, basic hygiene, etc., are benefiting because of you. So on behalf of millions of PCVs and host country nationals for over 50 years, thank you. The Peace Corps is not peace, love, and waterfalls, though there is a lot of that. It would be a disservice to my 27 months, my family, and future Peace Corps volunteers everywhere to mention only the positive. Peace Corps is about more than meeting the Sustainable Development Goals. Google that. It's about building bridges in a divided and angry world. I heard and continue to hear reductionist language around people over there. Certainly, we have a hard time understanding institutions like polygamy, but if you're a one wife left to cook and launder by hand for an entire household in 100+ degree weather, you might not mind the extra help. Or you, as a local Texan, Missourian, or Tennessean, you might have a hard time grasping how a household leader could opt to lay under a tree all day making decisions and lazily peeling baobab bark to be used for rope while the women and youth toil to operate daily life. Yet for 6,000 years, the Pular people and other ethnicities in Senegal tasked men with decision-making for the clan. It's their ancient duty. By whose authority do we demand that they change to our way of life? And the kids, how could they have so many? Well, the 6,000-year thing applies here too. Many ancient cultures had big families to make up for the children lost to diseases we in the West have never experienced, and scary animals like hyenas and, yes, lions. Not so much anymore. The point is, there are reasons for the things that we find uncomfortable, and our lack of understanding doesn't invalidate the reason. For poor families, maybe all families, and definitely all Peace Corps volunteers, kids are an ineffable source of joy, like Amadou and Mustafa, my favorite. Can we say that? 2 and 6 when I moved back. Like most of us, Senegalese work hard when they can get work and love their families and love their country. Paris is beautiful, but most of us wouldn't want to live in France. Immigration is typically born out of desperation to make an income to send back to families. Insecurity due to a small but potent extremist group fueled by a poor economy, or climate change that renders fields fallow and wells dry. If we want to keep people who don't want to otherwise leave their homes from coming to the U.S., then we should encourage our local public officials to use the power of their office to improve the conditions that make their employment and living situations untenable, through supportive development initiatives like climate change regulation, job creation, and the elimination of fair trade loopholes for emerging economies. And then there are the Peace Corps volunteers. While I hate the term woke and trendy delineations in general, this is an extreme circumstance that merits invoking it. They're woke. For 2 years, we laughed, cried, studied, tried, failed, and failed better together. Seeing the world through their eyes is personally my favorite part, and their friendship is my favorite souvenir.